Okay, I'm making this video today to tell a story of my life. It's true. I think it's very important to document this, so years down the road I can look back and accurately remember this, so I can, laugh better. And this is also so you can laugh too. You can laugh at me, glean some entertainment. And this might be a bumpy start because I've never made a video like this, just talking to a camera. So bear with me now. Where do I start? This happened about a month ago. Let's see if I can remember the exact date. Probably like early December. Actually, let's check the exact date in my handy dandy planner. This is inspired by my grandmother. She would write in a planner all the important events that occurred each day, every single year. It was pretty, not ironic, but sad because she has Alzheimer's now, so that's the only way she can remember the events of her life. Anyways, December. This happened in December. See, every day, just events of my life. And actually, this is the page. My 3-day story begins on December 12th, but we have to backtrack a little. A week prior. And also, if my voice sounds weird with a lisp, it's because I have plastic covering on my teeth to whiten them. I have to do this every morning because I'm taking photos of my teeth for a dentist book. So anyways, we have to backtrack about a week from December 12th. So what would that be? December 6th? I was with my grandmother and my father, and we were going through documents. Her wills, her diplomas, her identification, like all that stuff, because she's not doing too well right now. So we've been organizing her belongings, and I find this family tree. Now, I've had some idea of my heritage, my blood from my grandmother's side. She's spoken about it a few times with me, but I never really fully understood until I saw this piece of paper. Now I'm going to show it to you. Where is it? There. This piece of paper right here is what we found. And my grandmother was very passionate about archiving our family history. She went to the library. She never did that shitty ancestry DNA stuff. She did it authentic, She did not sell her soul. She knew what was up. But anyways, I always knew I was Jewish, but I never really knew how fully and entirely Jewish I was until finding my family tree. Fuck. Hold on. Straight out of fucking Israel, I am Jewish as hell. And I don't want you guys to be memeing at me or anything, because my grandmother is like the nicest and most generous person I have ever met. So if you say anything disrespectful to her, you'll probably go to hell, alright? So see, straight out of Israel, and the red circle is my family, and my grandmother's in there. And this is where the story begins, and don't worry, there's going to be a lot of facets to the story, but they all intertwine, I hope. So I discovered my heritage, my Jewish blood. And now I'm not Jewish in the books because this is my father's side. It only passes down through your mother, but in my blood it's there. And as an American, it feels pretty good to have an identity outside of America. So it was a good day. And again, no jokes, no memes. I don't appreciate it, alright? My grandmother is a very nice woman. She deserves your respect. So the next week, this is where the story really begins. I planned, or actually my friend planned this. We had a mini vacation, spending together. And this is my best friend for my entire life. We met in middle school, and ever since we've been very close. I consider her my only true I have to get rid of these. It's preventing me from talking. Sorry. She's been my only true friend my whole life. And I think it will stay that way. I mean, I've never had a bond quite like her. And for the sake of the story, we will be calling her Huckleberry. Even though that's not her name, her real name is redacted. Her real name will not be included in this story. Her real name is Huckle. Wow, that was close. So we had this week planned because I was in the United States at the time visiting family, and in a month I was returning back to Brazil. So we needed to spend some quality time together, you know? And the first part of our vacation was spent in Connecticut. We had a very mature, manly time, going to cigar lounges, going to Yale, and museums, you know, a very mature time. This is another important facet of the story. Don't worry, it'll all start weaving together soon. Just bear with me. We watched Wolf of Wall Street, and afterwards we were discussing our future plans. We're both artists. Right now she's going to school for 3D animation, and in the future we want to make these educational, if you could say, videos. Or entertainment, you know, and subliminally indoctrinate stupid people. So when we get together, we always like to talk about this. For now, it's just fun and jokes. We haven't really seriously considered it and put cemented thought into it. But we were thinking, like, hey, who do we attribute this work to? We can't use our real names. We need some sort of alias. So I take a pencil and I write down our full names on top of one another. I'm not going to say our full names. So let's just say Huckleberry and Nico. I write our names on top of each other like this. Huckleberry, Nico. So it's like scribbly, you know? It doesn't really mean anything. It's just letters on top of each other. And I try to read from it. And the resulting name is so perfect. The resulting name from overlapping our two names, it's Johnny Comstein, you know? Johnny Comstein. What a wonderful name. And it's funny because I'm Jewish and she's Italian, so he's this half Jewish, half Italian salesman, because we had just watched Wolf of Wall Street, so we were in that kind of mood, you know, of greasy, you know, stockbrokers and salesmen. That's Johnny Comstein, and that's us when we combine and we create work together. And it was just so funny to us. And actually, I can show you what Johnny looks like right here, right now. There we go, computer screen. So we just searched salesman into Google. We're like, what does Johnny resemble? And you know what Johnny resembles? It was just so perfect. Goddamn fucking Google. This is him. The half Jew, half Italian, greasy salesman. And he'll be the alias we use when we create work together, indoctrinating stupid people. And I'll talk about that at a later date, but right now it's not entirely applicable to the story. So we birthed Johnny Comstein in Connecticut. We spent like 3 days in Connecticut. And then we go to, Connecticut was like our mature, you know, normal time spent together. And then we go to Rhode Island, which is more gritty, ghetto, less put together than Connecticut, shall we say, just physically, and its demographic and its landscape. I mean, if you've been to those two states, you'll just know what I'm talking about. So we go to Rhode Island, Newport in specific, to be with her mother. And that was a good time, the first day. Well, actually, no, the first day is when it started. The first day was December 12th in Newport. And this is the start of my 3-day experience. And you can see right here, the only thing I wrote on December 12th is Jewish horn. And that'll make sense in a moment. So, something that Huckle and I have been wanting to do is build our confidence, our courage. especially in social situations. So what better way to do that than to sing karaoke and humiliate yourself in person, live, in front of people, in real life. So, her mother takes us, because her mother is a fan of singing, of karaoke, and we go to this fucking seedy-ass dive bar in Coventry. She takes us there. I don't even know where to start with this. Okay. So we're in the car driving to Coventry. It's about an hour from Newport to Coventry. And, we're listening to music. We're scheming what songs we'll sing. And her mother shows us this video. Now, at the time, I thought it was really significant. But, wait, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let's just watch it. Missy Elliott, funky white sister, Ellen. She shows us this Ellen DeGeneres show clip in the car from her iPhone. And it's this video. Oh, fuck. It's this video.
Now, if you remember, Mary Halsey was the woman who went viral for her performance of Missy Elliott's Work It.
Yes.
Best thing ever.
It's the best thing ever, right? It was so well done that even Missy called her out on social media before being her funky white sister. But today, she got an even bigger surprise while appearing on...
Lay me on your sofa. Call before you come and need to shame a torch. You do or you don't, or you will or won't you? Go downtown and eat it like a vulture. See my hips and my tips, don't you? See my ass and my lips, don't you? I lost a few pounds in my waist for you. This has gotta be the go. Rat-ta-ta. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Sex me so good I say blah, blah, blah. Work it. I need a glass of water. Boy, oh boy, it's good to know. It's your baby nippers fine, yeah. It's your baby nippers fine. If you're a fly girl, get your nails done. Get a pedicure. Get your hair done. Boy, lift it up, let's make a toaster. Let's get drunk, it's gonna bring us closer. Gonna lift like a Halle Berry poster. See the Belvedere playing tricks on ya. Hey! Yeah! Now on the bed, lady.
Guys, that just made my life. Like, it's... You know what? We need more stuff like that in the world in general.
Absolutely. I know, I'm so happy that she...
Let's do it right now. Yeah, it's for Jewish religious purposes. Used for signifying the start of a war. Alright, well, this is too much to read right now, but I definitely should have beforehand. You can do it on your own if you're enticed by the shofar. So we're watching this video in the car on the way to Coventry, and I want to show you Coventry. Coventry is in the fucking middle of nowhere. It's like the boonies. And the place we went to was isolated. It was on this road, and there was nothing else around it. So let's see what pops up when we search of Coventry. Oh, Rhode Island. See, fucking nothing. It's just like trees and shit. Really depressing, all the buildings are crumbling. It's like where people go to die and stagnate. And it's funny because it's right in the middle of not Newport, Rhode Island. And Huckle was joking that it's like the portal you pass into, because the bottom of Rhode Island is completely different from the top. So it's like this portal, and no one stays. You just pass through it. I need to get back on track. I'm kind of deviating from the story here. So we go to this karaoke bar in the middle of Coventry, and it was empty, it was just us, a few other people, the DJ, the karaoke DJ, and so what a perfect time for Huckle and I to sing our songs when there's no one there yet. It was too early. So we sing our 3 songs, and we present ourselves conjoined as Johnny Comstein. That was our name. That was the name they called when we went up and sang. We were Johnny Comstein. That was the first day we publicly we introduced Johnny Comstein to the public, to other people than ourselves. So the karaoke bar starts filling up with the most degenerate crowd you can think of. Like what you would imagine people would be like if they lived in Coventry, you know? They live in the middle of fucking nowhere. The highlight of their life is going to this fucking barren-ass karaoke bar and sing their song in front of other people. That's like the highlight of their life, probably. I doubt they've ever left Rhode Island. You can just tell by looking at them. They're the type that have gotten stuck in Rhode Island and have never left. So at first, Huckle and I find it funny, but then it starts getting a little too loud. We have to write on a Keno strip of paper, the gambling paper, to communicate. And at this point, we're like, we gotta get out of here. So we go out to the car, we dish her mom, because her mom was still like into it, wanting to sing. And we're just sitting in the back of the car talking. And Huckle and I, we can talk 100 miles a minute, like we have so much to say. So we're just talking. And then all of a sudden, well, I forgot to mention that in the karaoke bar there's this monstrosity of a person. It was this man, probably 6 foot tall, 40s, but he was dressed as a woman. And you could tell it wasn't like a drag queen. He was very serious about being a transsexual. He had like a normal womanly attire, makeup, a normal wig. He looked very put together if he was a woman, but he wasn't. He was a fucking 6 foot tall, 40-year-old man. And his companion was like a mid-20s black guy. her sexual slave, shall we say. I don't know what was going on there, but I could paint some stories in my head. So in the karaoke bar, we had been watching these two people, and they come out for a smoke break while we're sitting in the back of the car. And let me see if I can find a photo. What was it? JW's karaoke bar. Let's see if I can find. Nope. Sorry, I'm a little nervous right now, so I'm not typing very good. Let's see. JW's pub. This is it. Oh, perfect. This paints a perfect picture. So this is where we were, and we were in like this black truck, alright? We were in the back of it. Inside the truck. But it wasn't a truck. Let's just pretend our car was there. And at the front of the entrance was the monstrosity woman, man, and her black companion. And we were just watching them, you know, making jokes, being a couple of bitches, making fun of retards. And from behind us, out of nowhere, we hear this horn. And keeping in mind, I'm gonna put this back. Keeping in mind that it was nighttime, and it was semi-deserted, like there's no other establishments really around this pub. It's kind of on a dark street, so we were a little spooked, you know. It was a very strong and constant horn noise. But it just happened once, isolated incident, you know, you usually just forget about that. So we continue talking, probably about that tranny person, because man, that was ripe for picking. And then we hear it again 5 minutes later, but it's a little closer from behind us. And at this point, you know, it wasn't the couple of drinks we had. You know, it wasn't just something to brush off. You knew that it was becoming significant and something to worry about. And it keeps happening, and the sound gets closer and less sporadic. And all of a sudden, from the darkness of the parking lot, emerges the fucking lady from the Ellen DeGeneres show that we had just watched on her mom's phone an hour prior, driving there. She emerges from the parking lot from the darkness, blowing her horn, and she walks over to the transsexual and the black man, and they were obviously friends. They knew each other, they greeted, they hugged, and they walked into the karaoke bar. And we turned to each other and we're just like, what the fuck? We just saw this woman, you know, 6 million views on Ellen DeGeneres an hour ago. So I was like, hey, Huckle, we have to go in. We have to pretend we're like her biggest fan. We have to be like, oh my god, we're your biggest fan, you know? Like, how funny would that be, right? So we go in. She's nowhere to be seen. And the karaoke bar is a little bit busier, a little bit noisier. Oh. Did you not see the image? Well, there, soak it in. I don't know if you saw it or not. Soak it in. So we sit next to her mom again. People are doing karaoke. Most of them are fucking horrible. None of them can sing for shit. There were a couple that were somewhat good, but it's just humiliating all around that place. And all of a sudden that woman comes out. She's holding the microphone and she's singing Anaconda. No, wait. I'm getting this mixed up. Yes, she was singing Anaconda. That was her first song. And I was like, Huckle, we have to approach her after she's done with her song. We have to play this role of her biggest fans, because you can just tell she's eating up the attention. You know, she just lives for it. That's what she thrives off of. So that's what we have to give her. She finishes her song, and during Anaconda, there's all these like sluts dancing. People are just going insane like animals. It just lights some sort of spark in them, and they just go wild. We're just sitting there watching. After her song, she's coming around, expecting people to know who she is, but no one does. And Huckle and I, we go up to her. Oh my god, we're your biggest fan. And she was like, you saw me on TV? She was so happy. She's like, you girls want to take a step outside? Oh my god. And I turned to Huckle and I'm like, hey, we're getting some ass tonight, some OLB, some old lady butt. So she takes us outside, horn in hand. By the way, this is important. She had her horn in her hand the entire time. That horn did not leave her side except once, which I will tell. Where was I? Outside with her. And at this point, I knew something crazy was about to go down. So I took Huckle's phone and I was videotaping it, trying to be incognito about it, but she totally knew, and she was looking straight at the camera. She definitely knew. And she even commented about it too. Like, hey, if you post this online, I wanna see it. But she takes us outside, and for 4 or 5 minutes straight, I know because I videotaped it, she was rambling about religion, about Judaism. But I don't think it was Judaism, it was like her own altered version of it. And she was saying, I don't know how to paraphrase it, like this was 5 minutes long, but she was describing the unity and love and oneness and all, and how she tapped into this and got famous. She got 6 million views on Ellen, she was on TV, she sang with Missy Elliott. And what she said about this, I remember word for word because it fucking scared me. She said, I said a prayer in memory of someone. I blew my horn, and 3 days later, my video was famous, and I was on Ellen DeGeneres. I was invited to Ellen DeGeneres. She said that, in memory of someone, a prayer in memory of someone. And I was thinking in my head, doesn't that mean a sacrifice? You know, you say a prayer in memory of someone. You blow the fucking shofar, and you make a pact with the devil to get famous. That's what I was thinking in my head at this point. And at the end of her like 5-minute spiel about fucking oneness and love and how she got famous and she feels the love and everything, I don't know, it was crazy. She was like, hey, do you girls want to take a video of us blowing the horn together? And I was like, fucking hell yeah. So I grabbed the phone, and she and Huckle are right next to me. She blows the horn and I do a Seg Hail. It was a beautiful video. And so, like, maybe a minute or two after that, the black woman and the tranny come out and join us. And the tranny says in her fucking obvious man voice, oh, so you two have met Mary, isn't she just wonderful? Something along the lines of that. And she pulls out a fucking joint, and she's like, you want it hit? No, I do not take drugs from strangers, especially ones of that sort. And the black man, the tranny, and the fucking fat, obese Kabbalist woman are passing around the joint. And what was happening then? Oh, she introduced us to them. Mary, the Kabbalist, introduced us to them. And then the black man was like, hey, I want to try your horn. I was a trumpeter in high school or something like that. And he started like pursing his lips to show that he was a good trumpeter or something. And so she gives him the horn and he could not produce a sound. And by the way, I got this in video too. And I was saying like, blow that horn, blow it, blow it. And he couldn't blow it, it was so pitiful. I'm getting a little too excited about the story, am I? Alright. So we have that experience outside, all of it's videotaped. And we go back inside to sit with her mother. Well, actually, Mary, the fat woman with the shofar, goes inside. She says she wants to sing a song. So Helka and I return to her mother. We sit down. We're eating, drinking. And it's important to note right now, I think we have to jump ahead. At the end of this night, I felt like I made a pact with the devil, and that if any of the videotapes were reproduced or seen online or something, it would solidify that pact. So I had Huckle permanently delete those videos. So you're just gonna have to, take my word for it. I mean, I wish I had them now, but maybe it's for the best that I don't. Who knows what doors that would have opened. Aww. I just saw a heron flying. Alright, anyways. I have 2 photos from this night, and I think they're both significant. Nope, wrong photo. Alright. This photo. After the videotapes, after we were outside with the fucking fat lady and the tranny and the black man, she went inside and sang, I like big butts and I cannot lie. She sang Anaconda, which was a little scary to me. Oh, I forgot. When she was singing Anaconda, when she came out for the first time, there was this extremely foul smell, almost like sulfur. It was just repulsive. And Huckle and I, we almost had to get out of there. It was so disgusting. And it was like emanating from her. It was like she was this fucking beast from the underworld. She smelled so bad. But now that I think about it, it was probably like the hot wings or something the table next to us were eating. But I don't know, there was just this horrible smell when she came out, singing Anaconda. And the song Anaconda, I don't know, it's just about the snake and, the snake tempting Eve with the apple. I mean, it's kind of a jump to make these connections, but you're going to see that this entire story is just unrelated connection after unrelated connection, and me finding significance in them, even though there's none. God, I wonder how long this is. I might have to make this a few parts, so I don't make like a 2-hour-long video and get carried away. The photo. The photo. So this was her singing her second song after we were outside with her. She sang I like big butts and I cannot lie. And as you can see, to the left of this photo, the sluts were dancing, they were going wild over it. Everyone was twerking, even like old 50-year-old women. It was disgusting. But this photo, man, you zoom in, and the DJ, he's staring directly into my camera. He looks like fucking Lucifer, alright? And his left hand is glowing. And this woman right here, the be kind to one another, this is the woman with the shofar, the fat Kabbalist, the fat Jewish lady. And then over here we have symbols of twisting of eternity. This is one of 2 photos I took that night that I still have. I forgot to delete it. The second one, now, I hope I don't get banned for this, but the second one is this. It's something that I made. I don't even know why. Like, I normally don't find this sort of humor funny at all. I find it disgusting. But in pagan rituals, there's normally a phallic symbol, right? I mean, I don't know much about it, but that's just what I feel. So I feel this was essential for me to make. Like, something subconscious drove me to make this during this night that I blew the shofar with this woman who clearly made a pact with the devil. Please take everything I say with a grain of salt, because that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm finding humor. I'm finding humor in it. So where are we now? At this point, Huckle and I were like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. You know, what's going on? There's this fucking obese woman singing Anaconda, and I like big butts, and we blew a shofar with her, and she definitely sacrificed someone. So we got out of there, and we're in the car, and we're like freaking out to her mom about it. And this is when I made Huckle delete the videos, because I was like, hey, this can never get out. No one can ever know about this. And we're telling her mom, and her mom is just fueling us. She was like, oh, we went to Coventry, you know, Covent, witches, tree, 3. And we're like, whoa. So we get home, and I force Huckle to take a shower. We have to clean the filth of that foul beast off of us. So we both take showers and try to go to bed. And we're in the middle of Newport right now. It's pretty busy. There's an elementary school across the way, and we have no curtains, and there are just lights shining in. And I was a little spooked at this point, you know, after what had happened. And a week prior, I had just learned I was Jewish. And then this coincidental event occurs with a shofar. I mean, I just told it. You know the story. And I was having a hard time falling asleep. Things were just too significant to me then. And I saw these lights shining into the window. There was a window to the right of me. There was a red light shining in. And then a window in front of me, like a yellowish white light shining in. And for some reason, I felt in my heart that they were watching me. I felt like I was on the Truman Show, you know? I felt cameras were watching me, and like I was just some big joke for the masses. And it was finally culminating, you know? It was reaching its apex. And I was like, damn, Huckle, people are definitely watching me. Like, I don't remember the full conversations we had that night, but I did not sleep a wink. I was so scared. And I think the first day, this was the first day of the story. There are 2 other days. And I will show you. The next day, dead heron and deer. What could that mean? What happens the next day, the next part of the story? We're gonna have to find out later, because I don't know how long this video is. I don't know how much of a fool I'm making of myself, so we'll just see in the next video. And thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed.